Good morning, friends and fiends, and welcome back to Diamonds and Dragons. This is my Minecraft stream where we recreate classic dungeons and maps from modern tabletop role-playing game creators. We are continuing our work on Marpenoth Hall by Dyson Logos, who actually graced us with his presence, or their presence, last week when we streamed. The build is going really well. We will probably finish up the first floor today, and this build doesn't have a full second floor. There's only like sort of two towers that have a second story, so we should be getting close to the end on this one. I see we already have a couple of people in chat. We have Stone Homie and Trial Fan and Lu2D Games. I don't actually know how you say that, but I think that's the way it is. I actually really enjoyed your Spore stream that you were doing just a little bit ago. I was watching that before I guess had to get ready for this stream. I also want to give a big shout out to Raze. Raze is one of the blog contributors to WobbleRocket.com, and Raze just won a $250 tabletop RPG grant from Bannerless Games. That is really exciting. Raze makes some fantastic solo RPGs. And you should definitely check them out. Okay, so we are going to go ahead. Actually, no, we're not going to hop into the game just yet because I have a couple of things that I wanted to show off. If you are a subscriber to my WobbleRocket newsletter, this past week you got a discount code for DEI Games. DEI Games is a vendor of vintage tabletop role-playing game materials, and they're one of my favorite sources for old dragons and dungeon magazines. They also have box sets and a whole bunch of other things. Linda is really fantastic and has fantastic customer service. The books that I've received have been packaged like Fort Knox. I mean, they are probably the best packaging that I've ever received on vintage tabletop games. But every time that Linda sends out a shipment, she also includes these really cool postcards. And so this is the one that I got in my most recent order. It is Vanger from the Dungeons and Dragons animated series from the 80s. And I really love this one. I think this one's really, really cool. It's got kind of almost like a little metallic-y kind of sheen to it. And then the other day, I also went to a bin store that we have here in town, and they get like Amazon returns and stuff. And so I picked up this really, really cool Cutman figure from the Mega Man series. Cutman is one of the bosses in the original Mega Man. He's really cool. He's all kinds of posable. He's got so many points of articulation. It actually comes with a different head, and you can change out the hands to like fists. Really, really cool. The only thing that's a little weird to me is Cutman is usually pictured with red body style, and for whatever reason this figure is more of a bright orange. There was in the animated Mega Man cartoon show, Cutman does have a little bit more of an orange color, but this style is more like the Cutman from the video games, so it's a little bit of an odd choice. These came out, I want to say maybe 2014. It's not super old, but it's been out like a decade or so. They didn't make a whole lot of them. I don't think they were very well received, but they are kind of cool. So I like him. He's really cool. He's going to look good on the shelf behind me. I'm going to have to figure out some more storage for swag because I am starting to run out of space. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into our game, show off kind of what we've done here. Come on. Show my screen. There it is. I actually kind of goofed up and I forgot to load up Minecraft So I was struggling to get Minecraft to load just before the stream went live, because if you are at all familiar with modded Minecraft, you know that it can take a little bit of time to get everything to load. So this is our build so far. We have made really good progress on this. Yep, Lydia's WobbleBot getting shelf space in the back. So yeah, we have made most of our progress is done. We need to finish. There is a pull up the map right here. There is like a little bit of a dining room right here that we need to finish up. That's going to be our main project today. I am going to go ahead and run in here real quick and finish up this little archway. I'll probably actually go through and make like some actual arching in these sections. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to do a 3-wide door, which is kind of a problem. But we'll just have to deal with it. There's going to be a lot of open doorways in this build because of the way the dimensions work. I also was looking at the second story map for Marpenoth Hall, and I realized that this stairwell is actually supposed to be on this side. It's actually supposed to go up this way. So I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to fix it because it doesn't really make a big difference in the overall build. And I don't want to have to redo this whole section that I did. Of course, I have this little storage room in here that I'm going to finish fleshing out at some point. And I think this is going to be the entrance to our next dungeon. We're going to do the dungeon from Into the Unknown, which was the very first Dungeons and Dragons map that was ever dungeon that was ever released, the first module. So I think that's probably what we're going to end up doing. And we're going to have that underneath Marpenoth Hall. So to get started, we need to come over in this section, and I need to go out to about right here, I think. Looks like we go 3 out from there. Blue 2D Games says, see, I have no idea what I'm doing in Minecraft. I'm useless at playing, so it's nice to see people make actual stuff. We are playing a mod pack called Builders Paradise 2, which is really nice because it's kind of a cross between survival and creative mode. It essentially gives you the ability to create as many blocks as you need and very quickly place them, and that's one of the items that gives us the flight ability that we have comes from that mod. But we can only create blocks that we have either crafted or found in the world itself. So until we have found or created the blocks ourselves, we don't have access to them. So it does kind of make things a little bit interesting. Blue2D says, please hit the like button, folks. Yes, please hit the like button because it is really helpful with the YouTube algorithm. The more likes the video gets, the quicker it shows videos from that creator to other people. My goal this year is to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and today we hit we passed over 300. So we are pretty good, making pretty good progress there. It had been kind of stuck for a little while. We weren't really making many gains on that, but some friends of mine on Blue Sky and Discord really helped push that today, and we picked up several new followers this morning. I'm really excited about that, and big thank you to everyone who helped share the YouTube channel and sent it to their friends and all that. We are currently listening to Good Kid, which is a band that I'm really fond of. I really like these guys, and one of the things that I love so much about them is they actually allow YouTubers to use their music for free without any kind of copyright claims or anything like that. This is their instrumentals of their first two albums. I've actually got instrumentals of their their third and fourth albums as well. But I'm kind of a stickler about the metadata for music that I add to my library. And I need to just finish up going through and add in the proper metadata for it, so that I can, list the tracks and the artist and the album and all that, so I can organize it well. Stone Homie said, yeah, Wobble woke up and decided he was tired of being under 300. I was, man. We had been stuck at like 294, 296 for weeks. And it's like I gained a couple of followers, and then I lost a couple, and it was just still hitting me, and I was like, oh man. Okay, so we need to do, like, there should be a window right here. Break our mega torch. I'm gonna stick it somewhere else though, so that we don't have monsters spawning. Rays, hello. Congrats on 300 subscribers. Thank you, and congrats to you on your grant that you received. That is really fantastic news. Stone Homie says that's why I don't worry about the numbers. I try not to. I have gotten out of the habit of really paying attention to how many people are watching the stream. Whenever I first started streaming, I was like obsessive over how many viewers I was getting. But after a while, I got over that. Oh, I should probably put the map down so you guys can see what I'm doing. Sorry. I do that a lot. If I had a third monitor, I wouldn't need to pull the map up so often, because I could just look at it myself, but I don't. I have two monitors, and I use every bit of real estate that they offer. All right, we need to grab some more of our stone bricks. Those in there. Ray says, thank you. I still can't believe I got it, and I knew a few days in advance. So, fill this in. Ah, we do have some doors. That's good. Got all that done. Do the glass. We need our glass and our copycat walls. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some more glass. All that just because I'm pretty sure we will need it. I didn't get any progress on the Ko-fi member build that I was working on this week. I actually planned on doing more with this Minecraft world this week, but it just kind of didn't materialize. It's been an odd week around here. I had a couple of days where I just wasn't feeling great, and in some ways I was just busy with other things, and then we had a weird day here where my internet was down for like 12 hours. Not that that would have really made a difference with Minecraft, because I could still play it offline. But my internet was down for like 12 hours because apparently a squirrel destroyed some wire, and it took my ISP like 12 hours to replace, I think, 1,500 feet worth of wire. It was kind of wild. Okay, so we got this room finished. I need to do the interior, but I think I'll do that later. Okay, so there should be a window on this wall. Stone Homie says, are you mentally prepared for your Castlevania stream? Stone Homie said, I saw a short on YouTube where you can updash the librarian and he drops loot. I didn't know that, and now I want to try it. I'm really excited for the new Castlevania stream. We're going to be doing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It'll actually be a randomizer stream, which means that the game itself is basically the same, but all of the items in the world are shuffled around so that you find them in different places. That includes the relics that you need to progress through the world. We'll also be playing with randomized enemy stats, so enemies can have anywhere from 25 to 200% of their normal health, and it also shuffles around their resistances, I believe. So you can end up with we have a bad omen effect, which means that that's because of the pillagers that we killed last stream that showed up around us. What was I saying? Yeah, so it can totally randomize the enemy stats. It randomizes the shop prices. So it could be one of those streams where we end up with a really good item really early on and it doesn't take very long to play. Or we could end up with terrible items and not get some of the important things that we need until much, much later. And that will be interesting. Huh. I feel like I messed up a little bit on my windows on this front side. I think the windows should be taller. Maybe. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. See, this room is not wide enough. So I'm not really sure what to do with the window here. I guess that'll work. You know what? I'm going to add those bricks back in. Yeah, so the thing where you can use the super jump and jump underneath the librarian is really cool. Most people know that you can do it once, but if you actually do it a certain number of times, he'll actually drop additional equipment. But you have to do it without hitting the ground, which is the tricky part. It's fun to do. It just requires a fair amount of magic points, and you have to make sure that you're not accidentally hitting the wrong direction and fly off to the side when you do it. Yeah, I think I actually need to increase the height of my windows by 1. They should be... See, these are taller because they go from bottom. Yeah, those are 6 high. These ones on this side should be 5 high. That's what I gotta do. Okay. A lot of this stream has been Wobble needs to backtrack and fix the thing that he did last stream. Fortunately, it's just the way these kind of buildings go. U2D says, sorry for the absence, had a call. That's 2 more rescue cats ready for rehoming. Aw, we like it when they get rehomed. I didn't know that you ran a cat rescue. U2D says, so I might just wait for someone to bring me a goat and go full homesteader. One of my friends recently found an abandoned goat, and took some time to try to figure out who the owner was. Unfortunately, could not find the original owner, but was able to eventually get it rehomed. So he's one of those that's constantly pulling in stray animals from everywhere. All right, let's grab our vertical slopes. These have been the like the most useful block for this build because it's got some diagonals on it. It's just one of those things that has been so helpful for making these work in Minecraft. You could do them without it, but they just wouldn't quite fit, I don't think. Need more bricks. Yeah, it does look cool. I love the vertical or the diagonal blocks. The only problem with the diagonal blocks is because they're not a full block, you can't hang anything on them. So like let me grab some torches. So like I can't put torches on this wall. I can put them on the ground in front of it, and if I were to make this a full block I could put it on the side, but there's nothing you can attach to the verticals or to the diagonals. So I was really hoping that I could put like some tapestries or something on this wall, but unfortunately that's not going to be possible to do. So a little bummed about that, but it is what it is. I still think they're really cool for the aesthetics that they give. Stone Homie says, got the jazzy tunes playing today. Yeah, these this Good Kid band is something that I listen to a lot when I need a pick-me-up. Oh. Stone Homie says you could just replace one of the half blocks with a light block. Yeah, I could do that. Like a frog light, yeah. That's actually not a bad idea. I might play around with that. I'm probably going to do a fair amount of the interiors off stream, simply because it's going to be a lot of trial and error. I may do some of it today, but I think most of it's going to be trial and error. So I'll do a lot of that off stream. Okay, I need to expand these windows. Hello, Stonehome Games. Welcome in. Ray says, the music's giving a 3D Sonic the Hedgehog level in a good way. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? It definitely has that gotta go fast kind of vibe to it. One of their first hit songs was called Mimi's Delivery Service, which obviously does some fan service to Kiki's Delivery Service, which is a Studio Ghibli film. But the animation for the music video is really, really cool, and you guys should check it out at some point. Someone will remind me. I'll drop a link in the music channel on the Discord after the stream is over. Finally started getting some sunlight back here again. It had gotten like really gloomy and rainy for several days this past weekend and week. That one looked different. Did something different here. I'm not entirely sure what I did. Oh, that's right. Framed panels? Yeah, framed panels. This is yet another section that I did something different and then had to go back and fix it. Yeah, that should match. Okay. Now I got to do the same thing over here on the top. Oh, how did that happen? Hello. There we go. Oh, I know why. I know why that happened. My hotkey in the game for toggling the little thing that shows you what block you're looking at is the same hotkey as toggling my camera. I forgot about that. I meant to change that. I actually meant to change that a couple streams ago because I figured it out and then I forgot to change it. So it's still a problem. So, you know, it is what it is. I need to fix these ones. Why are those? Stone Homie says we run an extremely professional operation here, folks. That is true. We do. And I stuck all these windows on the outer block, but I got these windows on the inner block. So, you know. like I said, this is the Wobble fixes his own problems stream. And I remember why I wanted them to be on the inside, because I wanted to use the angled blocks here. Which means I need to go back and I need to put all the other windows on the inside. It's cool. It is what it is. Because I wanted this to look like that. That is what I wanted in the beginning. And then I forgot about it. And I went in a completely different direction. And now I gotta go back and fix it. It's cool. We'll do it. No big deal. See, that looks good. I like that. Oh, not that way. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and fix. All the roots from this so it gets grass on it. It's supposed to be. At some point I'll go back and kind of terraform this section so there's not just this ugly wall on the side of it. So that's fixed. I still need to put I've been saying it for like 5 streams now, but I still need to put a window in this section. I will do it eventually, I promise. It's just that doing diagonal windows is such a pain. That's not what I wanted. I even have a sign here that reminds me to add a window on this wall. Okay. Those windows are fixed. Now I gotta do all these other windows. Not terrible, at least. While my internet was out the other day, I went back and rewatched Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. I haven't seen in years. It's actually a really good movie. I think they kind of changed some stuff when they did the remake. Trialfan says, wait, what cam, what awkwardness, step away for a second and I miss everything. I accidentally switched to my full screen camera because I wasn't paying attention. That's gonna look weird. Might look weird. I don't know if that's gonna look weird. Let's see if that looks weird. Stone Homie says, Advent Children was fun. I was so excited when that came out. Man, I was too. I loved it. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That looks fine. Just throw in my blocks. Blue 2D Games says, it was great seeing Vincent Valentine in it. They really knew when to use the characters' personalities well. They really did. And it's surprisingly how well the movie holds up. I was a little unsure if it would hold up well these days, but it really does. I mean, even the CGI holds up really well. Don Homie says, time for a Spirits Within watch along. Did I ever watch Spirits Within? I think I did. I did watch Spirits Within when it first came out. I don't remember anything about it, but I do remember watching it. That might be a fun one to stream on the Discord server. I need to plan for that soon. I haven't done very many movie nights on the Discord server. We did, what, Princess Mononoke one time, I think. L2D says, I finally started playing the 7 Rebirth game. Basically 7, but sci-fi. I mean, 7 was kind of sci-fi already. It was such a vibe shift when they went from doing, you know, pretty much entirely medieval games. Final Fantasy 4 and 4, 5, and 6 were all, even though they had like some weird sci-fi elements at times, and they had, you know, they had like Magitech and stuff like that. 7 was the first time that you had a semi-modern setting. Oh, Spirits Within. Yeah, FF4 had aliens and mechs, but for the most part, it was still very medieval. I mean, you start off in a castle with a king. And you can't tell me there wasn't like a big shift from going from equipping full sets of armor with helmets and gauntlets to equipping bangles. That's not what I wanted. Blue2D says, need to stream Grandia. I wouldn't be making video games if not for that game. I have never played Grandia. I really need to. The closest I came to playing Grandia was when I was in high school. I had a copy of some gaming magazine. It might have been Electronic Gaming Monthly or something that had pictures of the Grandia characters on the cover. And I was in an art class, and I used that as a reference for some art that I was working on. I wish I still had it. Stone Homie says Grandia 2 is my all-time favorite game soundtrack. Luchid says, it's fantastic. I'm making Divine Echoes as a spiritual sibling to it. Luchid says, phenomenal game, that and Xenogears. Xenogears was fun. I like that one. Right now, off stream, I am playing back through a couple of the Breath of Fire games. It's the second time that I've done this. Oh man. Okay, I need to use the stone bricks here. That's what I get for talking. You guys start talking to me, and then I lose track of what I'm doing. I do it in other games too. Okay, that looks good. Work on this one. Uchi says Soylent Green is people wobble. Yes. Okay, how many more windows do we gotta fix? Ooh, I gotta fix that. That looks gross. Okay, that looks better. I gotta fix this window. Basically, once we finish up fixing the windows here, the first floor of this is done, which is really exciting because then we can move on to finishing up the second floors and then we're done. Like I said, I still need to do the interiors. I'll do those off stream. And then we'll do a big grand tour when we're done with the build before we move on to Into the Unknown. Or Enter the Unknown, whatever it is. Yeah, that looks good. Those are not the blocks. Those windows are done. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I need to do these right here. Slopes. These vertical slopes are from an add-on to the Create mod, which I've never really played around with. I really should, because the Create mod lets you do actual moving structures. You can use it to create like doors and windmills, conveyor belts, all sorts of different stuff like that. Might actually be useful for some of these spaces where I need like an actual door, like right here, but I want it to be wide enough. I don't know, really thought that far ahead yet. We had a Mother's Day here in the US this past weekend. I'm actually going over to my mom's tomorrow to celebrate that. We had some bad weather and stuff here on Sunday, so we decided not to do anything. I didn't realize that Mother's Day was not like celebrated on the same day internationally. I think in the UK, and probably Blue 2D Games can confirm this for me, but like I think they celebrate it on a different day than we do here in the US. I don't have any idea what the Aussies do, so you know, maybe one of my Australian followers can chime in on that one. Blue2D says, yeah, ours was at the end of March. Okay, is that all of them? I think that might be all of them. We need to fix this right here. Xenogears would be a fun game to stream. I may think about that after we finish the Castlevania randomizer. That one won't take very long because Castlevania is not a very long game. Oh, I need to fix these windows here. Thought I had all of them. I did not. Although I don't know if I do Castlevania Symphony of the Night on Fridays, I may go to like one of the other Castlevania games. The Dominus collection just came out recently, which is ports, PC ports of some of the better games that came out on the handheld, and that would be really fun. Blue 2D Games says, do Babette. It's late 90s, early 2000s nostalgia with a hint of horror. Short, but I had a lot of fun. I'm not familiar with that one. I'll have to look that one up. Oh, too many blocks. That red matter morning star is really difficult to control sometimes. Have it on Steam, it's about £3. Lu2D says, I may have a code for it actually. I'll go see if it's been used. Do you know if Babette has any kind of like flashing light effects or anything like that in it? U2D says, I'll pop you a Discord message. Looks like it hasn't been used yet. Cool. Okay. I appreciate that. Cass says, oh, I showed up to a jam. What's playing? We are listening to Good Kid. This is instrumentals from their first and second albums. Blue2D Game says, yeah, but you can switch most of it off. How my epileptic butt is able to play it. Yeah, I thought I remembered that you had epilepsy, so you get the vibes. Every game is about what features you can turn off or compensate for. Okay, that part's fixed. Cass says, this is tasty, I like. I'll have to ask you for a link on Discord post-stream. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm going to drop a link to a lot of their stuff in the music channel on Discord after the stream is over. Lu2D says, I get all the vibes. That's the problem. I feel you. All right. Fix this one. If you are new to the stream, I hope that you will hit that subscribe button. Likes and subscribes are always really helpful. It shares my videos with new followers or new potential followers at least. Got to milk that YouTube algorithm and play nice with it. Whisper sweet nothings in its ear and hope that eventually it makes one of your videos take off. How this looks from the side. Those are slabs. Oh, that's right. I had to do slabs because otherwise it wouldn't connect with the door. I think that's gonna have to work the way it looks. I like it though. I think it works okay. All right. Double check real quick, see if we missed any of the windows. I don't think we did. Got them all. Get these on the outside. Did. Okay, cool. All right, so the windows are done. Cass says, remember at 1 million subscribers, we all get body swap like that one Futurama episode. Stone Homie said I can't be trusted in that scenario. Stone Homie, can you be trusted in any scenario? Yes, I just broke all these blocks, and now I'm putting them right back where they were. I want to make this stand out a little bit from the wall. Fortunately, if I do that, then the mantle place doesn't. Blue2D says, I bagsy wobble. I'll mail all his toys to my home address, ready for being swapped back. Stonehomie says, maybe like a doomsday scenario when you need a guy that has a bat with nails in it. What are you doing to the poor bats, Stonehomie? Okay, so let's get an aerial view. We have we finished the first floor? Let me adjust my map here so you guys can see. I think we have. I think we have finished the first floor. Ta-da! Finally done. So what we need to do... Stonehomie says, don't worry about it. You can never be too prepared. So what we need to do is we need to start working on the roof sections. Unfortunately, I don't have those maps pulled up on my OBS, and what is hitting me? I just took damage from something. I don't know what I just took damage from, but something hit me. So anyway, I'm gonna do a little flyby of our world, just to show off some things that we haven't shown off. Here is Stonehomie's wonderful Shrine of the Sheep. I do special builds for my Ko-fi members. Oh, it's a phantom, that's what it is. I thought I killed this guy last time. I actually thought I had slept and these guys wouldn't come back after me, but maybe not. There we go. All right, let's go sleep real quick so the phantoms will leave us alone. So I do, for members who sign up on the Ko-fi page for a monthly membership, even as low as $1. God, there's a lot of phantoms. I slept. You guys are supposed to go away. I promise I will get to the thing about the Ko-fi member builds in just a second. Okay, so if you sign up for a Ko-fi membership for as little as $1 a month, I will build you a custom special build in this Minecraft world. This is Stonehomie's Shrine of the Sheep. We have over here the Tower of Cartographer Nearslew, which has this really fun interior. that I'm really proud of. We have a really cool terrarium that I still need to kind of finish up just a little bit for Deviant D&D Mom. And then the build that I have in progress at the moment is I'm not really sure if I like how it's turning out, to be honest, but it is a tornado for Gusty. I'm not sure if I like the colors. I may have to play around with that a little bit. I feel like it's going to be one of those builds that's going to look better from afar. So I'm going to wait till I get a little bit taller on it before I make any judgment. If I have to, I'll blow it up and, you know, start over on something different for him. This was our little starter home over here. I started building like this little pathway out here, but I never really finished it. Eventually, I'm probably going to tear this section down and do something up here. Here's our barn with our couple of different sheep and our cow. And our chicken coop, which I've shown off a couple times. I really like these andesite mesh fences. They're really, really cool, and they really help give that kind of a chain link sort of look to it. So the roof tiles that we're going to use on the Marpenoth Hall build are very similar to these. These are from a mod called Macaw's Roofs, and they come in a variety of different slope dimensions. So you can do like a 45-degree angle. You could do you know, shallower or steeper angles. So we're going to use those on some of these sections here. Like this section from here to about right here has a roof on it. And then there's a small roof on the tower or on the wall here. And it sort of implies, like, it's not really clear on the map, but I've been kind of racking my brain, like, why would you have a roof over part of a wall? And I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is I might actually drop this wall by a couple of blocks, and then I might make like a walkway on it. Might do like a walkway on it and then have like the roof be raised up a little bit. I haven't really decided on that. It's a little bit deviating from what's shown on the map, but I think it would be pretty cool. So, you know, it is what it is. Let's see. I guess that's pretty much it. Oh, no, I forgot. Jack is one of our younger viewers who pops into stream sometimes, and his dad, Jacob Shelby, is a TTRPG creator who has a Patreon, and he posted a monster called the Gima Garage, which was drawn by Jack and created by Jack. And for Jack's birthday, I built the Gima Garage, which is probably the build that I'm most proud of at this time. It's just really, really cool. It's this giant boar monster that stinks. It is surrounded by flies and all sorts of stuff. So I had a lot of fun building this for Jack's birthday. It really fits in well with the kind of weird little swampy area that's right here. There is like a little bit of a village kind of thing over here. This is actually from the Mine Colonies mod. This was created by WorldGen, so I didn't build all this stuff. We'll have to play around with that at some point. Well, I think we have pretty much accomplished everything that I can do today. I'm going to go ahead and close this stream out a little bit early today. Like I said, the next step is going to be just finishing up the little roof sections, and then we'll work on the second floor of the east and west towers. which in my world is actually the north and south towers because of the way I oriented the build. But Dyson Logos calls them the east and west towers. So we'll finish those up, and then this build will be done, with the exception of the interiors, which, like I said, I'll probably work on that some this week if I have time. Polishing up the interiors and getting those finished and ready. There are a couple of cues in the description of the map that Dyson Logos created that'll kind of give me a little bit of guidance as far as what to put in some of the rooms. I may deviate from it a little bit, just sort of depends on what I want to do. But this build is almost done, so I'm expecting maybe 1 or 2 more weeks, and then we'll be done with this build, and then we'll get started on our next one. So thank you so much to everybody who has hung out today, to Raze and Blue2D and Cass and Stonehome Games, Trial Fan, and everybody else. Thank you guys for hanging out. Make sure you hit that like button before you leave, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Our next stream is going to be Saturday. We will continue our playthrough of Final Fantasy IV Ultima. We wrecked a couple of bosses this last time, and we will finish up a couple more on this next stream. So I will see you guys on Saturday. No, actually, I'm wrong. I need to update my stuff. I do need to update my stuff. I don't have a graphic for it, but our next stream is not Saturday. Our next stream is Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I almost screwed myself up. So yeah, Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that you guys check us out for that. And I will see you guys later. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.